One of the things that I've always been interested in, the factors which shape people. That's their history, their experiences, their belief systems. And, you've described Bin Laden. I'm really curious because I don't think a lot of the public knows this. How did the Soviet-Afghan War, how did that experience shape him strategizing and fighting against the United States?
Well, it shaped him, I think, in several ways. And the first one is a good example of his own view of himself. He went there and they offered him a command of a unit, and he said, "No, I can't. I don't know anything about this." And initially, he was someone who helped with logistics, and then he became a machine gun, part of a machine gun crew, and eventually he worked his way up to being in command of a small unit. But he saw a cause that was I wouldn't say perfect, but was almost ideal to work around with his ideas of a defensive jihad. They had a Muslim country in Afghanistan. They had an invasion of non-Arabs, non-Muslims, but not only that, of atheists. And he learned how to manipulate that portrait of the enemy to the advantage of the Afghans, certainly, and the few numbers of Arabs who went there. And I think that became the main learning experience. And the other thing is the Afghans will fight any foreigner, morale, war weariness. They suffer from all those things as we do, but as long as they haven't won, it's because they believe their God had not yet permitted it, but would in the future. So that's how it shaped him. I think it also shaped him from being a member of the wealthiest non-royal family in Saudi Arabia. It really brought him down to be able to live with very little, to sleep in the outside and in the rainstorms and in the snowstorms and all of that. It toughened him, if you will. And I think that was a very important part of what we saw after 9/11.
One thing that I think of is when when the Soviets leave, I hope I'm not wrong on this. The Soviet army was not decisively defeated. It was not annihilated. It was really bled to death. And it was almost a war of attrition. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand. That I know, and I've seen again in your interviews. There was one on CNN. I'm trying to remember who was that. The ex-mayor with the hookers. I can't remember him. He was talking about. I can't remember his name, but he was debating you about Bin Laden being, was he really victorious or was successful in the end? And he was saying, he said, no, absolutely not. Elliot Spitzer, that's who it was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was not. He was saying the fact that they have not attacked us means that he failed. But my point is, when you look at the Afghan War, they didn't decisively defeat the Red Army or the Soviets. They bled them. It was really a war of attrition. And I really wonder if that experience that really influenced how he's attacking us, because you said before that his goal was to defeat the United States, not necessarily militarily, but even economically. Is that correct?
Any way they could do it. Yeah. Economically, he certainly saw the wars in Afghanistan and then in Iraq. Iraq was another gift for them, as debilitating because of the expense of supporting those wars with taxes or by borrowing. He's a clever economist too, but also he knew how risk averse, and especially how casualty averse we were. And so the idea was the same with the Soviets, although I think he was surprised, and most people were surprised with how much impact dead and wounded Soviet soldiers coming back from Afghanistan had on the final decision by Gorbachev to get out.